Hey y'all, and welcome to Politibrawl. My name is Brian, and this representative from South Carolina, William Timmons, gets into it with Jamie Raskin, and even Raskin has to admit, not only does he have a point, he's 100% right. Let's dive in.
Earlier, before we recessed, we were discussing the ranking member's $7.8 million in foreign payments from at least 20 countries during his presidency, and I knew the answer. I knew that that was revenue, and it wasn't actually profits. Hold on, I will let you ask questions at the end of this. And you said, did I read the report? And so I did. And in the report, it actually specifically says these included payments from foreign governments and foreign government-owned or controlled entities to properties owned by Donald Trump, including Trump International Hotel in D.C., Vegas, Fifth Avenue, and this is my favorite, Trump World Tower at 845 United Nations Plaza in New York. So let's just use that one alone, because if you go down to page 20, footnote 23, it actually clarifies where this money came from to include the amount of money. And so what y'all did is you took a building that was built in 1999 and completed in 2001, and you have, it's 100 yards from the United Nations, so these foreign countries owned multi-million, $10 million, $20 million condos in one of the nicer buildings in New York. And I was just kind of shocked because I knew that you were using revenue and you weren't using actual profit that the president or the Trump organization made. You actually used HOA payments. Do you know how duplicitous it is for you to use HOA payments on a $20 million condo in New York? Like, it is outrageous. No, you can, I'm gonna go through, we're gonna go through all of them because you list them. And I see Saudi Arabia, $615, $422,000, Trump World Tower. And you go and you look, there's nothing there that is under $10, $12 million. So you're taking a $12 million property that was owned since 2001, and you're saying that this is somehow similar to Hunter Biden running all over the world and selling the big guy's influence? These are completely different things, and the fact that you even created this report and you're using it to shield us pursuing justice to make sure that this president is not compromised because his son has sold secrets to China, to Ukraine, is so disingenuous, it's so duplicitous. It's not even misrepresentation, it's a lie. I'm happy to hear this from you because, again, you told me to go read it. I read it. That's what it says. I can read you in footnote 23 where it says, this report uses common charges or rent payments. All of these properties were owned prior to 2018. They didn't go out and purchase them because of the president. They were there for decades before this happened. That's the point. That's the difference.
Okay.
I'll let the
would the
facts
gentleman
get in the way
yield?
of a good story.
Absolutely.
Would the gentleman yield? Thank you, my dear friend, for engaging in substance and not ad hominem attack. I very much appreciate that. Having said that, some of the payments, first of all, you said that there are lies in here. Can you find one factual inaccuracy?
So
there's not one.
For you to
in
tell
fact,
the
you're quoting us.
You're
quoting us. But let me make this point. Which is that China gave $5.5 million.
It's Mr. Timmons' time. It's Mr. Timmons' time.
For you to tell the American people that $7.8 million went to President Trump is an outright lie. It's a fabrication. Hold on. And I'll tell you exactly why. Because you're using businesses that existed decades prior to when he became president. And
you're saying all of them?
Hold on. And you're using HOA fees for multi-million-dollar properties that have been around since 2001. And again, even the fees that they pay for hotel rooms, that is a fee for a product, for a service. There's no service with Hunter Biden other than influence of the vice president or the president of the United States, and that is why we are here, because he will not answer questions in the exact manner that you have required for last Congress and the Congress before that.
The Democrats know exactly what they're doing. These congressional members know what's going on. They're ultimately playing a part. This is theater, for lack of a better word. And the only person who is taking it seriously seems like it's William Timmons himself. And unfortunately for him, what he doesn't realize is this isn't a tragedy, it's a comedy. That's because these Democrats, both in the Senate and in the House, understand what's actually going on. But they have to play a completely different character. I think a full-blown Comic-Con, where you're dressing up as your favorite character, you're going out, you're having a good time, joking around with everyone, doing the catchphrases, doing the Star Trek stuff. I get it. It's fun. It shouldn't, however, be a fun thing when Comic-Con and Congress sort of collide here. That's what's going on. This is a bunch of cosplayers acting like they have something serious to talk about. Because the reality is, these people don't really care about the issues. If they did, they would have moved on from this a long time ago. And the whole reason for this act, the whole reason that these people are acting like different characters, the whole reason they're dressing up and going to Congress isn't because they want to represent you, isn't because they want to represent their own interests, or isn't even because of the greedy, evil corporations. No, 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 no. When it comes to Democrat politics, everything is centered around the ideas, ideology, and the feelings of rich white liberals. And these people are fed information from a mainstream media source that, let's be honest, doesn't really add up to anything amounting to journalistic integrity. That's because these people live in these bubbles. They don't really know what's going on. They don't understand it. All they know is Donald Trump gives them the ick, and so they will act accordingly. These Democrats know that these are bogus charges, and they furthermore know that Hunter Biden and Joe Biden, the big guy, are doing much worse things behind the scenes. Selling your influence for millions of dollars as vice president? Calling someone, then calling a foreign leader about this impropriety apparently could get you impeached, but actually dealing in this impropriety might just get you elected president. This is insane world, okay? We're living in an insane world where no one looks in the mirror and says, hey, maybe what I'm doing is wrong. Hey, maybe we do need to investigate the Bidens for selling influence to Ukraine, Romania, and China, just to name a few nations. That's what Hunter Biden did for old Uncle Joe, and that's how they funneled money back to the Biden family. And there's a reason in right-wing circles we're only half joking when we say the Biden crime family. There's only a handful of ways to make money in politics, but selling your children's influence is something that's done by not just Democrats, it's also done by Republicans. That's why so much of this ultimately is theater. And Mr. Timmons is doing a fantastic job. He's trying to represent his people. He's making a fantastic point saying that the Democrats are bringing up bogus charges time and time again. Meanwhile, there's literal corruption going on, and there's crickets in the peanut gallery up there. They know that this is really just kind of an act. And I hate being that cynical, but that's just the reality. That's how business works up there. So, you can either be ideological and gung-ho and care about the truth like Timmons, or you can be as cynical as Jamie Raskin, who at least had the guts to admit that most of what they had been complaining about, well, turns out their party had been doing it the whole time. This is theater. And theater ultimately should have intermissions. It should ultimately play something that's going to entertain people. But that shouldn't be the state of our politics. We deserve better than the local theater department that can't even make a proper show anymore. We deserve a government that works for us, looks out for our interests, and actually cares about the rules set in stone in our Constitution. Timmons still shows that idealistic integrity, and I thank him for it. But folks, the older you get, the more you learn, the closer you're going to end up like Jamie Raskin, playing a part, not caring about the actual issues, and even admitting that they are ultimately wrong, but they know that there's not going to be any justice done to them because their own voter base has no clue what's really going on. We deserve better, America. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed that segment here on Politibrawl. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. And until then, y'all have a good one.